Good morning, students. I, Gaurav Kumar Dwivedi, welcome you once again to the science class today. As all of you are very much aware of the situations which we are facing today, that is the COVID-19. So, before starting our today's topic, I would just request each and everyone to take utmost care and all the necessary precautions like washing your hands, maintaining hygienic conditions, and using your masks, gloves, and everything as well as the sanitizer so that we do not come in contact with this virus. Alright, so before starting with this, let us have a quick revision of what we have discussed yesterday as well as what you all have discussed in the day before yesterday's, that is the previous classes. Let us have a quick revision of that. So here, if you remember, in this chapter which we are going on, that is germs and diseases. So basically in this you have studied the different types of microbes, that is your bacteria, viruses, protozoa, fungi, and various others. And apart from that, we have also studied the different harmful activities as well as the useful activities of these microbes. Like in useful activities includes the preparation of your breads, your fast foods as well, and at the same time they are also used for making your antibiotics or medicines and various other uses. In yesterday's class, what we have discussed that how these microbes, they are spreading the diseases from one person to another, like how they are getting transmitted from a sick person to a healthy person. That was the modes of transmission of diseases. So if you remember, the very first one was transmission through the contaminated food and water. That is, when we drink contaminated food or we eat contaminated food and drink contaminated water, we start suffering from various kinds of diseases like typhoid, cholera, and various others. Next was your air, that is, since a lot of pollutants are present in the air, and when this polluted air enters into us or when we inhale it, we start suffering from some or the other diseases. Likewise, we have also discussed, that is, how direct contact with a sick person can give you the same disease which the sick person is having. In the same way, we last but not the least, we also discussed how insects like your female Anopheles mosquito and Aedes mosquito, after biting us or when they bite us, we start suffering from malaria and dengue. So that is all what we have studied till now in this chapter. Now if you try to understand this thing, जैसा कि हम लोग पहले ही देख चुके हैं कि डिसीजेस तो हमें हो गए, हम उनसे ठीक भी हो जाएंगे दवा खा करके या फिर और भी चीज़ों को लेकर के, प्रिकॉशंस लेकर के. बट prevention is better than cure. We all have heard about this. So why not to take some necessary precautions? Why not to do some adopt some preventive measures so that we do not come in contact with these microbes as well as we do not suffer from these kinds of diseases. Okay, so today's class we are going to start with what are the preventive measures, what are the things which can be done by us so that we do not suffer from different kinds of diseases. So let us start with this, that is prevention of communicable diseases. Okay, so how communicable, as the word suggests, if you can see, communicable. Always remember, if we all have heard about communicate. Communicate means passing on the information from one person to another. Like I am communicating with you, you all will be communicating with us in the query window, that is from 12 to 12:30. Okay, so this is what communication is, nothing but just transferring of information from one place or from one person to another. So in the same case here also, when we are talking about the communicable diseases, so we are basically talking about that all those diseases which get transferred from a healthy sick person to a healthy person, how we can prevent it. So basically, in order to prevent this thing, we have different types, that is this one. Let us have a this self hygiene. When we are talking about self hygiene, basically this entire prevention of communicable disease has been categorized into 3 or 4 parts, but we will be dealing with only 3 of them today. That is self hygiene, that is how we can maintain hygienic conditions on ourselves, that is how we can keep ourselves clean, as well as how we can keep our home and the surroundings clean. Next we have the clean water and the food. Okay, so let us start with the detailed explanation of all the preventive measures which should be taken by us. The very first method is by keeping ourselves clean. By keeping ourselves clean means what? That is, what are the activities, what are the things which should be adopted by us so that we do not come in contact with these microbes, as well as we do not suffer from various diseases. Let us start with the first one. So the very first one is, that is taking regular bath. That is, when we take regular bath in the morning, so we observe that our body remains quite clean. In the second figure, what you are able to see, that is wearing or using washed and clean clothes. Third one, what you have seen just now, that was brushing your teeth twice. That is first in the morning and second in the night when you are going to sleep. The reason behind all these, let us try to start with this brushing part. Okay, so in this part, why it is advised by the doctors to brush your teeth twice a day, the reason is, that is, in the morning, whatever the microbes are present all the night in your mouth, we have to clean them. And during the night, when we eat our dinner, sometimes what happens, or most of the time it happens, that some of the food particles, they remain in our teeth, and since they remain inside our teeth, so these microbes, they start eating them, and first they convert all these food items into acids, and when they get converted into acids, they start deteriorating, they start damaging our teeth as well. That is why it is advised to brush your teeth twice a day. Second one, when we are talking about taking a regular bath in the morning, the reason is we come across a lot of dust particles in our environment. So when we come across different kinds of dust particles, so they remain attached or they stick to our exposed portions of the body. Like if you are wearing the t-shirts, so your half of the hand remains in direct contact with the environment. So possible chances are there that these microbes may sit on your hand and they may try to damage it. So but when you take regular bath and use your soaps, all these microbes, they get washed away and we remain healthy. Another thing of taking regular bath is that since we do a lot of activities in the daytime, so a lot of sweat comes out, and this sweat contains salt as well as water. Okay, so salt, when the sweat comes out on the surface of our body, after some time the sweat gets evaporated and we are left behind with the salt on our body. That is why it is advised to take regular bath. Last but not the least, if you can see, the clothes are being dried up in the sun. Okay, this is basically, that is referring, that is we should use clean and washed clothes, proper clothes, so that we do not come in contact with these microbes. Using the same cloth or wearing the same t-shirts for 2 or 3 days can result in getting contact with the microbes. But if you are using your t-shirt, one t-shirt in one day, and the next day you are washing it and using the another one, so this will not only keep you healthy, but it will also keep all the microbes also away from you. Okay, so this was our first part, that is brushing, taking regular baths and using clean and properly dried clothes in the sun. Moving ahead, we have the second part, that is washing your hands regularly. When you wash your hands regularly from time to time using either your soap, whichever soap you have, or using Dettol or Savlon, it does not matter. What matters is, that is, you are washing your hands from time to time. Why? Because you cannot see the microbes as they are very small, and since we cannot see them, so we don't know when they have come and they are in contact with our hands. Moving ahead with this, we have the next one, that is we should never shake our hands or share clothes with a sick person. This you can get a very clear idea with the previous day example, that is the last class. If you remember, I told you we should avoid contact with a sick person. Why? Because since all these diseases, they are communicable, so chances are there that they may get transferred from the sick person to us whenever we are either shaking their hands or we are using clothes of them, that is the handkerchief or any other towel or any other clothes of a sick person. Next method is, now we are going to go ahead with this part, that is by keeping our home and surroundings clean. When we have kept our, in the previous method we have kept our body clean. Now we are going to keep our home and surroundings clean. Let us start with the first one. If you can see this one, so this is representing how the mosquito give birth or how it is using it. Alright, that is whatever the mosquitoes, if you remember, all these mosquitoes, they produce or they develop eggs and they get converted into larva, pupa and then mosquito. So this all process occurs in the stagnant water. Now the question is, what is stagnant water? Stagnant water is the water which is not flowing. मीन्स रुका हुआ पानी। सो रुका हुआ पानी जहाँ जहाँ भी रहेगा, चाहे वो आपके कूलर्स में हो या कोई आपके दूसरी जगह पे हो, कहीं पे भी ये रुका हुआ पानी, इसमें मॉस्किटोज ग्रो करेंगे और जब ग्रो करेंगे तो फिर वो अपने नंबर को बढ़ाएंगे और अपने नंबर को बढ़ा के फिर वो क्या करेंगे, हमें डिसीजेस ट्रांसफर करेंगे। दैट इज व्हाई वी शुड नेवर कीप एनीथिंग इन आवर होम और सराउंडिंग्स which is having water. Breeding, this is basically known as mosquitoes breed in the stagnant water. So breeding basically means increasing their number. Alright, so this is just a simple bottle cap or bucket or anywhere, wherever you find water filled, just pour that water, don't allow that water to remain there. Moving ahead with the second one, we have the flies here. Mostly you will see or observe these flies or cockroaches in those areas only wherever your garbages or dustbins are present. Okay, generally what happens is, in this case, if you can see, this is a plate which is having some of the leftover food items, and all these food items are being attacked or they are being eaten up by these flies. Okay, now if this happens, in order to avoid this, we should always throw all these items in a proper place so that flies cannot sit and transfer the diseases from one person to another. That is, we should always use a closed dustbin in which the mosquitoes or flies or even the cockroaches cannot enter. Alright, moving ahead, we have the washing up of our bathrooms and cleaning it up. Basically what happens, since all these washrooms or your bathrooms, they are the places where you release or give out all of your body's waste materials. So when you give out all of your body's waste materials, all of them, they get inside your washrooms and they get flow along with the water. But chances are there, maybe sometimes some of the microbes, they remain attached on your wash basins, on the floor of your washrooms or the bathrooms, or on the walls of the bathrooms, anywhere it can be. Since they are very small, so we don't know where they are actually present. That is why regularly means what? Either twice in a week or thrice in a week, we should always clean our washrooms, toilets, bathrooms and everything, so that we may not come in contact with these microbes and thereby prevent lots of diseases from attacking us. Moving ahead, we have the next one, that is sunlight. Sunlight is not only a source of vitamin D, but sunlight also acts as a very good disinfectant. Alright, today I am telling you, just ask your parents, they know much better than you. If you ask, a newly born baby is kept under the UV light or the UV chamber. ठीक है, जब कोई बच्चा पैदा होता है तो कभी कभी नॉर्मल सिचुएशन न होने की वजह से उसको यूवी चैम्बर में रखा जाता है. तो यूवी चैम्बर इज नथिंग बट द लाइट which kills all the microbes and maintains that chamber to be completely free of microbes. ठीक है, उस चैम्बर में यूवी लाइट के वजह से जितने भी माइक्रोब्स होते हैं वो मर जाते हैं और वो एकदम फ्री एनवायरनमेंट होता है, फ्रेश एनवायरनमेंट होता है, चैम्बर बन जाता है. जिससे वो बेबी ग्रो कर सके और उसके ऊपर किसी भी माइक्रोब्स का अटैक ना हो सके। बट वी हैव बीन ग्रोन अप, हम लोग बड़े हो चुके हैं, तो हम लोग चैम्बर में तो बैठ नहीं सकते, इसलिए हम लोग के लिए क्या है, वी शुड take proper sunlight, we should dry our clothes in sunlight so that they get disinfected, and whatever the microbes or anything they are present on our clothes due to any reason, then they would be getting killed by the sunlight. Moving ahead with this, we should also expose ourselves to the sunlight so that we have a very good source of vitamin D. Alright, moving ahead with this, we have the fresh air part. That is, we should keep our windows open so that not only the fresh air but a proper amount of sunlight can also enter inside our rooms, and we may inhale fresh air, and at the same time the sunlight can also provide us vitamin D and kill all the microbes which are present inside our house. That is, it may also disinfect all the rooms, floors and everything. Alright, so this was our second method, how we can keep our home and surroundings clean. Okay, moving ahead to the third method, we have by using clean water and food. Clean water, yesterday only we have discussed that drinking contaminated water can result in typhoid, or contaminated food can result in cholera, fever or various other diseases. Starting with this, the very first one is the boiled water. Normally we do not drink the boiled water, but if you would have observed, whenever the patients are there or whenever you fall sick or you are suffering from fever or any other kinds of diseases, doctors generally tell us prefer to use the boiled water as the drinking water. Why this boiled water is used as a drinking water? Because whatever bacteria, viruses, microbes or any kind of germs which are present in this water, when we boil them at high temperature, all of these germs or microbes, they get killed and the water becomes completely pure. And when this water becomes completely pure, we can use it, and this will not only make our sickness go away, but it will also keep us healthy. Moving ahead, we have washing fruits and vegetables. Okay, so washing fruits and vegetables, what we have, when we bring the vegetables or fruits from outside, from the markets, we don't know from where they have been transported, who has touched it, what kind of bag was carrying it, how, from which environment it is coming, what kind of air has come in contact with these fruits or vegetables. So in order to avoid any kind of risk, in order to take the necessary preventive measures, we should wash these vegetables or the fruits thoroughly, if possible with hot water or with warm water, so that all these fruits and vegetables are devoid of any kind of germs or bacteria or microbes. Last but not the least is a very important one. This method is known as pasteurization. Okay, pasteurization was discovered by the scientist who was known as Louis Pasteur. He discovered this technique in which, if you can see the cow here, cow is basically representing the animal which provides us with the milk. Whatever milk has been given by the cow is heated in a chamber. That is, if you can see the red chambers here, so these are representing your heating chambers. That is what, after taking the milk, we heat the milk at a very high temperature, so that whatever microbes or anything like that which is present, they all get killed and your milk becomes completely pure. Immediately after heating it, they are suddenly cooled very quickly. Okay, and when they are cooled, both, always remember, you have the chapter microorganisms in your class 8, where you will be studying this pasteurization again. Both the temperature conditions, that is at very high temperature, hot conditions, as well as very low conditions, that is cold conditions, low temperatures, do not favor the growth of the microbes. मतलब बहुत गर्मी में, बहुत ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर पे और बहुत कम टेम्परेचर पे, दोनों केसेस में माइक्रोब्स ग्रो नहीं कर सकते। और इन्हीं दोनों के वजह से क्या होता है, यहाँ पे हमने बहुत ज़्यादा हीट किया, फिर यहाँ पे हमने बहुत जल्दी कूल कर दिया, तो दोनों केसेस में माइक्रोब्स अब इस मिल्क में ग्रो नहीं कर पाएंगे और तुरंत हम उसे सील कर देते हैं, पैक्ड कर देते हैं, एंड वी सप्लाई इट इनटू द मार्केट, एंड दिस मिल्क इज नोन एज pasteurized milk. Is that clear to everyone? So this is only the known as pasteurized milk. So this is all for today. Like, we all have studied what are the preventive measures which we can take. Okay, like in the beginning only I told you, that is prevention is better than cure. So that is why, that is doing the brush twice a day, taking regular baths, and using properly clean and dried clothes in the sun. Next, we also discussed not allowing the water to remain stagnant or get collected in some kind of buckets, mugs or anywhere, so that it does not becomes a home for the breeding of mosquitoes. Next, we also discussed that we should keep our dustbins closed, so that mosquitoes, flies and everything, they do not get into it. And at the same time, we also discussed how we can take boiled water as the source of pure water, and washing the fruits and vegetables before eating them or before cooking them. Is that clear? Last, we also discussed about how milk can be protected or prevented from attacks from the microbes by heating and cooling simultaneously and quickly. Alright, so that is all for today. In the next class, we will be going ahead with some more preventive measures and further topics. Till then, again I am repeating, take utmost care, use masks, sanitizers, don't go out, stay in your homes and stay safe and stay healthy. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.